Hello colleagues! In this DVD, we'll look at reading in the classroom using the Concentrated Language Encounter. The techniques we'll be discussing will help you create reading materials using resources you already have. Once you know the techniques, you'll be able to use them wherever and whenever you need to, without worrying about additional resources at additional expense. The really great part about this is that you will be building your own library of books that can be used over and over again. As mentioned, the methodology we'll be investigating is known as Concentrated Language Encounter, or CLE for short. The Concentrated Language Encounter techniques are effective in educationally difficult circumstances. The CLE has proved successful in literacy projects undertaken in developing countries like Thailand, where resources are limited. Teachers develop most of their own materials and learners write and make their own books. Teachers then decide on the informal content of the program, which means that the cultural heritage, environmental and social factors that are important in the lives of learners form the basis of the reading program. The CLE combines meaning-centered approaches and word-centered approaches.
I'm Program Manager for the Parliamentary Millennium Program. It's been around since 2009 and is a nation-building initiative that was started then by the presiding officers of Parliament. Frenia Jinwala as Speaker and Naledi Pandor as the Chairperson of the National Council of Provinces. At the time they started the PMP to basically get South Africans to engage with issues that continue to obstruct nation building and also to design programs that will encourage social cohesion. Part of the work of the Parliamentary Millennium Program was to design interventions that would encourage communities to work together to build a common vision for the future. The EVC program in particular responded to one of the objectives of building bridges of understanding amongst communities and also to bring them closer together. Because PMP is a nation-building program of Parliament, our target audience was effectively over 40 million people, which meant that we had to segment our target and design specific interventions for the different groups. The EVC program was designed specifically for younger children, and it was a program that aimed to encourage them to explore themselves, their communities, their role in their communities, and what their aspirations and dreams were for their future. The EVC program was developed through a series of workshops that were held nationally. We had two facilitators that ran workshops throughout the country with groups of kids. They wrote stories individually, but then also as a collective. They would combine their thoughts and come up with a story. These were then published in a national newspaper, and later on we selected a series of the stories and produced a publication that was distributed widely to community libraries throughout the country and also to schools. It was successful in that we were able to give children throughout the country an opportunity to learn about each other's lives. You had stories that came from different areas about different issues that affected those particular communities. The children in Kimberley, for instance, wrote about diamond mining and their experiences of seeing diamonds. The young people from Arniston wrote about their fishing community and how fishing has impacted on their own lives and how you could see how that would influence their own dreams and aspirations. The other thing that was greatly successful about the program is that we had young people throughout the country given an opportunity to not only explore their differences but to celebrate their similarities. So young children in Rosebank, for instance, could read about a child in Bloemfontein who also has the same aspirations of becoming a world-class soccer player. And I think in that way we created an opportunity for social cohesion in the sense that these kids could identify how similar some of their dreams were and that they weren't as far removed as they thought from young people in other provinces. It's a program that was started several years ago, but we have had to republish the book on several occasions due to requests. The book has made several top 10 lists, publication lists, and I think that in its future it's just to further develop it. We have also, spanning out of the research on the books, created a television series that was aired on SABC2 about 4 years ago, And I think that it's endless possibilities. So it can grow from strength to strength. I think that one of the things that should happen is that the scope should be expanded and more children should be involved in the project.